We have this negative connotation that laziness is terrible, that if you're lazy, you're seen as weak and a failure. You have no ambition, no purpose, no fire inside you. I was once a very lazy person, someone who had no drive to do anything in life. I would do the bare minimum at work, come back home, watch a movie, eat, sleep, and repeat. A monotonous, lazy life. I was engraved in the rat race and had no direction to where my life was leading. You can say my life was going down the drain. I let the days go by, days became months, months became years. There came a stage in my life where I could not go on like this anymore, that I needed to change and start going on my journey of purpose. It was because of my current situation being so bad that I needed to change and change drastically. It was because of this laziness that I turned my life completely around. So what did I do? I left the corporate world, left my family, and went on to start and run a Maths Academy. So in this video, I want to share 3 steps with you on how you can use laziness to your advantage. But there is one caveat. Once you understand this by watching the video till the end, you must follow through this to be able to see the results working for you, or else it will be pointless. The first step is you need to get angry about your situation. When I was working in the corporate world, it was just not for me and I hated it. Every morning I would hop on the train and carry this non-human-like feeling of just pure emptiness. You can say I was like a zombie amongst zombies. Sunday evenings will be the worst, knowing I just had the weekend off and I have to get back to work the next morning. At work, I would just do enough to get by and not go above and beyond. I was not in it, and for me, if I'm not fully in it, I struggled to give it my all. I was letting the days go by and carrying on this zombie-like robotic life with no vision, no purpose, no ambition. Laziness was there for sure. I remember this vividly. Every journey I made to and from work, I would be listening to motivational videos with cinematic music. This started to get me emotional, get me to look at what I was doing and asking questions about my life. Frustration, anger, sadness, all these emotions were running through me. I could clearly see this life I was living was just not for me. But there was also laziness about me where I did not take action to resolve this. I was just living life as it is. The more and more I got angry, the closer and closer I was to taking steps of changing my circumstances. You see, you will not change your circumstances if the pain is not hurting you. There is no motivation for you to do so. My pain was affecting me deep inside. I had no fulfillment. I felt brain dead. I was lazy and life was just like a blur to me. Because of this pain being large and deep, it allowed me to take action and say enough is enough. And action is what I took. I spent my days in the office working out what I wanted to do, what my next steps would be, what field do I want to go into, and how I was going to tackle this. I literally took a piece of paper and started to list out my strengths and passions and see where both of these intersect. It took me some time to figure this out, but once it clicked, I knew I had to follow this through. So I left the corporate world to embark on the journey of starting a Maths Academy. When I look back at this, the reason why I was pushed to make such a drastic move was because my current situation was causing me a lot of pain. If you are currently in a situation where you are not content, you feel completely out of place, you have tried to make it work, but you know in your heart of heart this is not for you. Use this pain to take action. You are in a fantastic position to make a change. Use this pain you are going through as fuel to make drastic changes in your life. If you keep doing the same thing, you will get the same thing. Change the way you are doing things and the output will change. The second step is to instill new values and principles. Being in that anger, frustrated, emotional state gives you an advantage to start incorporating new values and principles in your life. As I was embarking on starting this new Maths Academy from scratch, there were new principles I had to put in place to make sure that I was on the right path. I will share some of them. Hold myself accountable at all costs. Never play the victim mentality. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Stay committed, be persistent, and never substitute hard work for shortcuts. Bear in mind, some of these I never did before, let alone come up with them. But because I knew I had to change my lazy ways for me to see a change in my life, a different output to what I was currently getting, I knew it had to be done. It was either this or I keep living this lazy zombie-like lifestyle that brought me no purpose or fulfillment to my life. As I started to follow the values and principles I held myself to, I was seeing myself changing from this lazy, inactive person to a very proactive, willing to put the type of work person. My whole persona changed. I was now fighting for a purpose, for a cause, for something I wanted to build and build big. It brought a deep fire inside me to making sure I succeed and do whatever it takes to make it work. Let me tell you, when When you have that type of desire, you become dangerous and unstoppable. People will not be able to compete with you. You are tunnel vision on your purpose. There is nothing like it. I started to be on top of things, be more organized, and stay committed to what I was building. I went above and beyond to making sure that I provided value to students where others would not even be able to compete. I was holding myself to a higher standard, the way I respected myself, the way I conducted myself. And that's what will happen to you when you start aligning yourself to your journey, to your purpose. Everything will start to sink in your life. Your laziness will go out the window. You will be pumped and wanting to do this because it excites you. There is a fire inside you. There is this unlimited energy that's coming from within you to wanting to do this. So, how do you put values and principles in place for you? I will summarize it in 2 steps. The first step is to align yourself to the person you want to become. What do you want to achieve in life? If it's a certain amount of money in your bank account, having a family, a long established career, a business, whatever it is, you need to take some time to reflect on this. Remove yourself from the everyday distractions so you can have some alone time to think and reflect. This is not something you will get straight away, and that is okay. It will take you some time to figure out what that path will be. It took me a long time to realize the path that I needed to go on, so don't beat yourself up if you can't figure it out straight away. Think of this as an exercise where you are opening up to new avenues and new ways of thinking. The second step is you need to ask yourself the question, what type of actions would I need to do on a daily basis for me to become this type of person to walk on this path? When you start thinking in those ways, the answers will start to automatically come to you. You are now aligning yourself to the person you wish to become. But in order to be that person you wish to become, you are starting to live like that person you want to become, if that makes sense. Your day-to-day habits are aligned as if you are already that person, and that is how your values and principles start shaping up. Again, don't beat yourself up when things are not going your way or you are not consistent. This is part of the journey. What this gives you is something you can always come back to and start again. It's better to have a guideline of what your principles are than having nothing, so that in those testing, challenging times, you have something that you can fall back on and let it be the bearing to your life. That is still progress and going in the right direction. The third step is to change your environment. Laziness magnifies when you are in the wrong environment. It's inevitable. If the people you surround yourself with are lazy, then guess what? You will end up being lazy. When you struggle to stay focused and see distractions around you, it's easy to fall into it. Your brain wants the easy thing, and that distraction is the easy thing. If you have your phone next to you, internet tabs open, those would distract you from doing the actual work that needs to be done. As I was going on this journey of running the academy, I started to cut the people that brought me no value to my life. Yes, a lot of these people were once my so-called close friends from uni. To a lot of people that would seem harsh and rude. I understand that, but for me, I had a vision that I needed to bring to reality. For that vision to come to life, the environment I was in, the people I needed to surround myself with was critical. Most of my friends I cut out were completely against the vision and idea. I could not be in that environment surrounded by those people. It will bring me down and lose my belief in what I was trying to build. You know, you get to a stage of life where you have to ask yourself the question, are the people I surround myself with bring the best out of me? Am I improving or getting stagnant? If I'm not improving, I have to look at myself and my environment and start tweaking things. If you are not seeing any improvements in your life or changes, look at the environment and the people you surround yourself with. If you want to achieve something you've never done before, then you must be willing to do something you've never done. Doing the same thing and expecting different results is a fool's game. It will get you nowhere. Start listing the people in your life that bring no value to you and determine, what do I get out of this relationship? Is this relationship improving me or keeping me stale? The relationships that bring you no value, you know what to do. It won't be easy, but it has to be done, or else you will not elevate. When you are working, is your phone next to you? Do you have internet tabs open? If so, why? Those things are distractions you need to remove when you need to stay focused. Small things like this can improve your productivity levels and reduce your overall laziness. You will not get distracted as much, and you will find it easier to stay focused for longer periods of time. Remember, this is something you have to start small and build up. Start with focused work for 30 minutes with no distractions. Phone is in the other room, no internet tabs are open, only your work. As you get more comfortable with 30 minutes, increase it by 15 minutes each time, and you will start to see your level of focus increase dramatically. It will become a habit to the point you will be disciplined in wanting to stay focused. But for you to get there, you must first tackle the basics. In the end, you can let laziness get the better of you or use laziness to your advantage. What's it going to be? Everything starts from zero. When are you going to start? Peace.